Hi everyone, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and today I'm going to play with some pattern paper and a punch. Now I recently got these both as freebies, if you can believe it, from a recent order from scrapbook.com, but I'll link them below if you're interested in checking them out, but I encourage you to do this with whatever you have on hand. There was a photo of the finished card to show you where we're headed, but I'm just flipping through this gorgeous 6x8 pad of pattern paper. It's double-sided. There's a different size of print on both sides. That sun-shaped one is a little bit different, but otherwise it's kind of similar prints or just a slightly different color or a different size of the print, which is really fun and makes it quite versatile depending on the size of the project that you're working on. If you need like a smaller print or a bigger print. But I'm basically just flipping through. I have no idea how many of these hexagons I'm going to need to fill up a card front, so I'm just kind of winging it, and then I'll check in a little bit and see how they line up. I absolutely love this green paper. That might be my favorite. It's a lighter green on the other side, and this floral is really cool too. You can see what I mean. There's like a smaller floral and then a bigger floral on the other side. So here I'm just kind of lining them up to see roughly how many more I'm going to need. So I chomp a couple more, and then I'm able to kind of put everything together. So this is really out of my wheelhouse. I don't usually use pattern paper. If I do, it's usually just kind of some scraps. And I don't usually ever use punches either. So this was fun to get these as freebies and to kind of encourage me to use them and kind of create a card a little bit different than I normally would. So I'm just figuring out what sides I want to use, and then I'm going to put them down over this piece of cardstock, or actually it's just printer paper. Actually, I cut a piece of printer paper, just regular copier paper or whatever. I cut it down to 4¼ inches by 5½, so that's US A2 size. I wanted it to be roughly the right size panel for a card front. So I'm just going to figure out what colors I want next to each other. I didn't really want the red next to the green or anything like that. So I'm just liquid gluing them down with my Bearly Arts glue, and I'm kind of deliberately leaving that little bit of a margin so that there's a white border between all of the hexagons. So I'm just going to work through this process. Nothing groundbreaking here, just liquid glue, gluing it down, trying to make sure it's even, and then I will come in with the next step. So here I have a wonky stitched rectangle die from MFT. I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine. This is basically A2 size. I think it might be just slightly smaller, so it is going to leave a little bit of a border on my card base, I believe, but it worked out perfectly. It cut through all the pieces of the pattern paper as well as the thin copy paper. I wasn't really thinking, I'm glad I didn't grab some scrap copy paper that had words on it, otherwise that might have shown through. I wasn't really thinking that through very well, but once I get those liquid glued down, then I'm just going to shop my sentiment book here. This is going to take a minute. You'll get to see lots of pages in here. I was being a little precious over what I wanted to use here. Now I recently just got these dies. These are Concord 9th, and I absolutely love them, but sadly they were too big. I didn't really want to completely cover any one of the hexagons because I wanted the different designs and all the pretty colors to show. So I was considering this Hey You, that would have worked, but as you saw in the photo, I didn't end up going with that. So I'm going to flip through, find another couple options. I have a Spanish sentiment set from Simon that I love, and that one would have worked really well, this cool 𝗁𝗂𝘄𝗄𝗄 stamp. That would have worked. But as you saw, at the last minute, I remembered these recent dies that I got. These are also Concord 9th. These were part of the coordinating die set for that stamp that you see on the same page. They're standalone dies, and they're so cool. They're kind of a little fiddly, but they're attached to a line, so it's just one piece, even though it's delicate. Now here I'm looking through my swatches for Catherine Pooler to see which blue matches best, and Something Borrowed was a perfect blue to match the blue in the pattern paper. So I'm just pouncing that ink pad right on this die cut, and then I'll leave the shadow layer nice and bright white so that it pops off that background. Just going to clean up my workstation here and then use a little bit of liquid glue and actually just a makeup sponge. I'm just going to pounce it because this is really fiddly, and I don't want to put little dots of glue because I know there will be massive oozage, and you'll know I don't like the oozage. So just going to put that down, put a block on top of it, and you can see I'm just going to fold this little piece over, and then I'll leave that scratch pad right to my right. Now this stamp is new. My friend Jessica Lynn from Jessica Lynn Originals sent me this, and you guys are always asking about custom stamps, and I'm so excited to have a small woman-owned business to share with you now who can do this for you. So I will link her information below. If you do order from her, I'm not an affiliate, so please let her know that I sent you, because I would love her to know that my people are coming to her shop. So again, that's Jessica Lynn Originals, and I'll link it with everything else in the video description box below. So here I'm just going to pop this up with a little strip of foam tape just to give it a little bit of dimension, but it's otherwise a very simple card. And then I'm going to bring in some blingage. The blingage is from A Colorful Life Designs, and I have a coupon, Amy Fan 10. So if you shop for anything at this small woman-owned business, whether it's stencils or blingage or stamps, if she still has any of those left in the shop, you can use that coupon, Amy Fan 10, and get 10% off. So this was fun, totally out of my comfort zone. I love how it turned out. I love that I got to use these freebies, and I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.